Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle Seahawks fans. Let's get to the news when it comes to the NFL world. Rumors and speculation are constants, but sometimes they hit differently, especially when they involve a player of Myles Garrett's caliber. Now, I know what many Seahawks fans are thinking right off the bat. Is this real? Are we really talking about trading one of the league's most dominant edge rushers? Well, buckle up because the buzz about a potential deal involving Garrett from the Cleveland Browns to the Seahawks is heating up. And if it happens, it could redefine the NFC West's landscape for years to come. So let's set the scene. The Browns, currently sitting at 410 with a cap space of around $12 million, are in a bit of a rebuild mode. Their offense is struggling, especially with the uncertain status of Deshaun Watson. It's no secret that Cleveland's front office is contemplating some big moves, and trading Garrett could be on their radar. Why? Because honestly, the Browns' current approach seems to be more about resetting than contending. Their defense, which used to be a fortress, is allowing 27 points per game, and their offensive line is ranked quite low, with a PFF grade of around 57. 1. Now Garrett, the titan of an edge rusher from Texas A&M, is a player who can make that difference on any defensive line. He's been a force for Cleveland since he entered the league, and his stats this season reflect just how vital he is. In 14 games in 2025, Garrett has recorded 12 sacks, which is a huge number given the physical toll of the season. He's also racked up 28 quarterback hits, 85 pressures, and maintains a PFF grade of 92. 7 elite numbers that show just how disruptive he's been. His run defense is solid too, with a run-win rate of 32%, and he's been a tackle machine with 45 stops and 2 forced fumbles. His career totals are staggering. Nearly 162 games played, almost 100 sacks, more than 300 tackles, and 15 pass deflections. He's a player who can change the game single-handedly. But what's really interesting is the potential for a trade, a deal that could shake up the NFC West and remind everyone of the trade that sent Khalil Mack to the Bears back in 2018, bringing a new level of power to Chicago's front. Now, imagine Garrett in a Seahawks uniform. The Seahawks, currently sitting at 10-3, have a defense that's been quietly solid, with 24 sacks and allowing just 130 yards per game on the ground. Adding Garrett would be like pouring jet fuel on an already rising fire. His presence alongside Nwasu, who's already amassed 8 sacks this season, would create one of the most fearsome pass-rushing duos in the league. Pressures would skyrocket, sacks would increase, and opposing quarterbacks would have nightmares trying to avoid our relentless front. In fact, if Garrett were to join Seattle, projections suggest he could reach around 14 sacks in our system, instantly boosting our pass rush and making us even more dangerous in the playoffs. His ability to generate pressures, already at 28 this season, combined with Nwasu's speed, would turn the Seahawks' front into an absolute chaos machine. Historically, when teams like Watt's Steelers in 2021 added an elite pass rusher, their defenses saw a massive boost, with QB hits increasing by 25% and big plays being cut down dramatically. Seattle's secondary, already strengthened with players like Woolen, would benefit immensely from the constant pressure, allowing us to shut down top receivers like Kupp, who's been averaging 250 yards receiving per game this season. And don't forget, the Seahawks are in a prime position to make a deep playoff run. Our odds to win the Super Bowl have already improved from +1,200 to around +700, and adding Garrett could be the final piece we need to solidify our dominance. Think about it. Garrett, as a cornerstone of our defense, could be the Von Miller-like impact we saw with the Rams in 2021, elevating our unit to new heights and making us legitimate contenders for the Lombardi Trophy. Of course, a trade like this doesn't come without its questions. The Browns would likely want a hefty return, possibly draft picks and a young defensive tackle prospect, as they look to rebuild their roster and free up cap space. Garrett's contract is a big investment, with a $30 million hit in 2026, so Cleveland would have to weigh whether they want to continue investing in him or opt for a rebuild. But for the Seahawks, this kind of move could be a no-brainer. With a team that's already showing signs of greatness, adding a player like Garrett could turn us into a defensive juggernaut capable of wreaking havoc in the NFC. Now, let's look at the bigger picture. The Seahawks' defense has been a pleasant surprise this season, especially considering how our offense has been firing on all cylinders. Geno Smith has been playing at an MVP level, leading a balanced attack that keeps defenses honest. But defense wins championships, and if we want to take that next step, bolstering our pass rush with a player like Garrett makes perfect sense. His experience, leadership, and sheer talent would mesh well with our current roster, especially considering our young core that's eager to make noise in the postseason. And beyond just the immediate impact, acquiring Garrett could be a statement move, a signal to the rest of the league that the Seahawks are serious about competing at the highest level. It's about building a legacy, about creating a defense that's feared across the league, and about giving our fans even more reason to believe that this team is destined for greatness. Remember, the Seahawks have a rich history of making bold moves when it counts, and adding a player of Garrett's caliber would certainly fit that mold. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, is this really feasible? Will Cleveland even entertain such a trade? The truth is, with Garrett's contract and the Browns' current rebuild, it's a scenario worth exploring. Cleveland might be caving into reality that their window is closing, and shipping Garrett out could be the best way to reset. Plus, as we saw with the Khalil Mack trade, teams are willing to part ways with star pass rushers if the return is right and it helps them rebuild faster. To wrap this all up, this potential trade isn't just about adding another star. It's about transforming the Seahawks' defense into a true fortress. Garrett, as a cornerstone of that transformation, could be the missing piece that elevates us from playoff contenders to Super Bowl favorites. The NFC West is about to get even more competitive, and if this deal happens, it could be a game-changer for us, setting the stage for a legendary run in the coming seasons. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential deal? Do you think Garrett would make us unstoppable? Are you excited about the possibility of seeing him in the blue and green? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. This is the kind of move that could define our franchise for years to come, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Seahawks news. Thanks for riding along, and as always, go Hawks.